Welcome to the Fans Edge Sports Show. It is May 15th, 2022. If you are following us live, we're going to be talking about ACC schedule changes, Nick Saban's and Deion Sanders' comments, and more. This show is hosted by 216 Mike and EG Laflare, and also produced by Walt K. Disney. This is a sports show with college football focus that allows fans to create topics and discussions.
So the Fans Edge is created for the viewers that allows fans to create topics and discussion. So you know what that means. We need you, the fans. The show would not be successful without you. So I need everyone who is watching right now to make sure they like and subscribe to all our social media pages at the Fans Edge so you can stay up to date with the latest content. Also, you get to create the discussions. So if you see anything going on in the sports world, especially college football, please be sure to submit your questions and or video. We would also love to have you on our show. So if interested in jumping on the show, that link will be posted in the comments. And also, if podcast is more your style, follow us on your favorite podcast platform at the Fans Edge.
What's going on?
Let's get it. I'm feeling good, man. Just got done watching the Celtics advance, man. What a game, man. Tatum is coming up, man. Jason Tatum is coming up. Just enjoying the day, man. And Giannis, you know, the greats always got bigger hills to climb. Giannis had that hill LeBron had to climb. Player got injured. You got to do what you got to do, man. It's the playoffs. How y'all feeling, man?
Hey, feeling good, man. One thing I want to do is, man, I want to give prayers to the people of Buffalo and Milwaukee, man. What a scary time that we live in. And, I want to remind people, man, hate has no place in this country, man. It doesn't. And, if y'all have any comments on that.
Man, I personally saw the actual video, and man, it was devastating to watch, man. It was so crazy, and it's just different, man. I don't know how you can have that much hate in your heart, man. I just don't get it.
And especially, I mean, as an 18-year-old, you just know stuff like that is taught, and just having to shot 13 people, just senseless is crazy.
Yeah, that's just, whew. Yeah, it
Prayers
is, man.
to the families, man. Prayers to the families.
For sure. But EG, you were talking about the NBA playoffs and everything, and James Harden, man. To be called, you have NBA players, you have NBA stars, but then you also have NBA All-Stars and NBA superstars. And James Harden was supposed to be an NBA superstar, but for you to have 0 points in the final half of that playoff series,
I got so much to say about this guy.
I mean, that is just crazy. But I mean, my question is this: does this expose the fact that he's not able to leap in front of anybody and cause these fouls? Because we used to talk about most of his points coming from the free throw line all the time versus, actually playing the game of basketball.
Right.
It seems like it came to bite him.
Right. My thing is this. James Harden, he got to take himself serious. If you ask me what's the biggest problem with James Harden right now, the man's not in shape. He can't play an 82-game season. I don't think I've ever seen him compete at a high level in the playoffs that he's capable of. I mean, one time he was averaging, 35 points a game in the season. Right. And I haven't saw him compete at that level in the playoffs ever. I think the season is a little too long for a guy like him. I think he's not in shape enough for that type of season. And another thing I noticed, one rule changed. This year they changed the rules with that foul and stuff like he do. He like to go up under your arms and get those extra calls, and the ref changed that rule, and it kind of affected his points in a big way. We're not seeing those explosive games from Harden no more. We're not seeing that. And that separates you. You know, in the playoffs, you got to turn it up a notch. I think he turns down a notch in the playoffs.
I mean, hey, they talked about him being on what 4 different teams, all having second round exits. You know, maybe he was the problem. Maybe he was the issue. You know, you blaming Jeremy Lin. It wasn't Jeremy Lin.
I can't blame anyone. You know, I was wondering, like, is it Chris Paul when they were on the Rockets? What is going on? He was deferring to Chris Paul so much in those 4 quarters on the Rockets. It's just like you could tell he's not winded. He's not in shape enough to keep doing what he do. All the slashing, all that, just because he becomes a jump shooter and he tries to play make. And I think sometimes he does a lot. He does too much.
So they not the next Kobe and Shaq?
No way. Embiid is a great. Embiid, that guy is on a different planet. Like, could have been an MVP this year. I love his game, love everything about his competitive nature, but he needs help. He needs help.
All right. Okay. So switching gears right here. Let's see. So the WNBA season officially started May 6th. Last night, the Mercury and Suns faced off without a noticeable player on the floor. So Brittany Griner is still detained in Russia. Mike and I just talked about this, bro. All I gotta say, shout out to Jen. Mike and I just talked about this, bro. Okay, my bad. So Brittany Griner is still detained in Russia. She recently appeared in court, and her lawyer has issued a statement that her detention has been extended for at least another month. So going back to what happened to beginning, she was detained in Moscow airport after some vape cartridges containing cannabis was allegedly found in her luggage, which she could possibly carry the max penalty of 10 years in prison over there. That's crazy.
Man, I really feel bad for Brittany, man. Like, what's going on, Tuck? I see you in the studio. Shout out, biggest Alabama fan. But like I said, I feel bad for Brittany Griner. You know what I'm saying? I can't believe that she's been there that long, and the season is about to start, and she's still there. Like, over some, they say what, CBD? Is that what they said?
I mean, but. Okay, the thing is in a lot of other countries, you know, they don't have, you know, laws like we do, and they take drugs a little, sometimes more seriously. Like some countries, you get the death penalty if you're caught with a certain amount of drugs. You know, it's just automatic. But that's just one country that I just always feel that Americans, we shouldn't go, man. I mean, I do understand, you know, that she's getting paid more to play over there than the NBA. And a lot of people say, well, the NBA needs, you know, the WNBA needs to get paid just as much as the NBA players. But when you're talking business-wise, they don't generate the same revenue.
Right, you know? Right.
And that's just the thing. Do I want them to get paid more? Yeah. Do I want people to watch, you know, the WNBA more? Yeah, but that's what it's going to take. It's going to take more of us people. We're sitting here saying we want them to get paid more, but what are we doing?
Right,
are we buying jerseys? Are we, you know?
And I can be the first to admit that I don't support the WNBA enough. You know, I feel like I don't watch their games. You know, I know the big players, you know what I'm saying? I got some favorites out there. Della Dunn is my personal favorite to come through the WNBA in a long time. I watched their whole story, and it's just, I don't support it enough. You know, I don't tune in. I don't even see updates on when the games are, and I think I should. I feel like I should dive in more, honestly. I seem to have a comment about James Harden's situation at the bottom.
Yeah, I mean, he's spot on, man. Darius, you are 1,000% correct. He never kept working. And, you know, everybody was saying that these photos was photoshopped and all that.
Right.
No. You know,
James Harden is 4PL. What do you mean? He's 4PL.
But see, this is what we were talking about last week. This is why I love college football, and what I am scared of with college football with the NIL and stuff is you get complacent. You're making
get
all this
complacent.
money. You get complacent. You
It's a
feel
real
like
thing.
you've already made it. But James Harden, what have you really made? Now all you're saying is the game has changed. The game has evolved past me, and now I can't keep up. And you know what? That's one thing that I can say that I love about Kobe, because he got to play on the back end of the Michael Jordan era.
Right,
He
right.
came through, I would say,
Yeah.
3 generations and was still able to be labeled the GOAT. You know what I'm saying? Played
Right,
through
right.
the physical era. Played through now what we like to call the finesse era. And I mean, that James Harden, what is your legacy going to be?
Right. And I see Mario Tucker said, I believe Harden's skill set is there. It's more of a weight, body training issue in his opinion. And I agree. I feel like he can't last the whole season. Like I said before, the man is sluggish out there. I can see him deferring. I can see him rather not get the ball. He's like, he's giving it to people early in the shot clock. And I'm like, that's not James Harden. That's not James Harden. His behind the back moves don't work as fluently. He's slowing down. And he's not that guy like LeBron James who's constantly working on his body, who's constantly in the gym. He's 4PL.
Yep.
He's 4PL.
Yeah.
Look,
Yeah.
hopefully Harden did go to the Sixers like Iverson went to the Nuggets. So we'll just see what happens,
Yeah. But I mean, like we were talking about, with what's going on with NIL and everything, and some questions came up to Deion Sanders and how he felt about it. And my man talked about what we had just talked about, you know what I'm saying? And that was the long-term money versus short-term money. And one thing that anybody and everybody need to take out of what he said was, he said, let's focus on the NFL and not NIL, which that tells me the NIL is short-term and the NFL is long-term. Another thing that he said is I've been rich and miserable.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Go somewhere that's going to develop you, treat you, because you could go there and be a top wide receiver. But is the offense going to fit you? Is the quarterback going to fit you? Are you going to be developed to the NFL level?
Oh, yeah.
Man, Deion be preaching, boy. And it's like, listen to the guys who already made it. Prime time. Who made it big?
He's a legend.
A legend. A walking, living legend.
A legend, baby. And another thing is like I said before, man, these guys are asking for more than guys are getting on the practice squad. How can I let an 18, 19-year-old tell me he deserves $1 million? That's just baffles me. But, I'm for the deal. I'm for NIL like we always say. We're for it, but the regulations have to hit, baby.
Yep. He said when you start paying these athletes like they're professionals, you get athletes acting like they're professionals. So, and he's talking about he don't have the staff large enough and equipped enough to handle, how you get when you give some money. So he basically saying, he suggests that college teams hire more qualified men and women to handle people that got money.
So we missed a comment that we had last week, and it was really good question. And I'm so sorry that we missed it. The question from NMD TV or NMD Sports, Grant Long, what he asked was he said, if you enter the transfer portal, you forfeit NIL. And how would you all feel about that? My thing is I could understand it, but I just think that it's that becomes a legal issue, because the courts have already said that you can't stop anybody from making money off of their name, image, and likeness. So, I think that that's going to be a court issue. But like I said, what you're seeing is some of these people with these car deals, when they transfer, they have to give that car back to that local dealership.
Right.
They don't get to take that car. So I do think that some of it is happening. But like Deion Sanders also said, he said what's happening is these people are being contacted through like the high school coaches, and the high school coaches are setting up the deals already, And then when the person does enter the transfer portal, they already have a home. They already know where they're going.
Right. And I expect that. You know, I expect it to trickle down into high school. I expect that. I expect coaches. It might be a new leeway for coaches to even get on the college level because guys could. Well, if my player coming there, I would like to coach on some type of college level. You know, I feel like I'm qualified. I feel like they could use that leverage as well.
Yeah.
Coaches will probably use that leverage. If you want my player, you got to take me too. Guys do that all the time. Like if you want me, I got to bring my buddy to that school. Guys do those type of things, and it might trickle down into coaching one day.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, well, since you speak on that, let's talk about Nick Saban. You know, Nick Saban, you know, this man, Nick Saban's a CEO. He's a businessman. Is how I look at it as. And you know, in business, there's certain things that you just don't touch. You say, hey, I need these things to happen. Make it happen. You don't know the ins and outs in the deals that's happening. You just say, I want this player. Make it happen. Now, you see these
we
top
know
programs are creating a whole different department just for the transfer portal and a whole different department for NIL as well.
Right.
And we know Nick Saban is Mr. Make It Happen on all circumstances. That's Mr. Make It Happen. He will. We know what Nick Saban does behind the scenes. We know how those guys are riding on campus. We always joke on Twitter. He said the GOAT. we always joke on Twitter that, hey man, if this player messes up, we taking that Charger, we taking that Camaro. Give me that BMW back. Because we know how Nick Saban roll. Mr. Make It Happen. A lot of respect to that guy. He is the GOAT. I wish we could get on that level. I'm also ready for him to leave so other teams can rise up.
Y'all don't want that smoke.
Speaking of Bama, I got the biggest Bama fan who's plans on joining the show. My guy, Kimario Tucker, that's the biggest Bama fan I know personally. He can tell you the ins and outs. And we'll ask him a few questions about it, you know, when he joins the show.
Where you at? Click the link.
Click the link.
It's on our Twitter and everything. It's in YouTube, all that.
We just put the link up. Join if you can. Let's get these questions rolling. Yeah, I would like to know a lot about Alabama.
Oh yeah.
Man. But let's talk about the ACC, man. I want to say shout out to the ACC commissioner for getting the ball rolling.
Right.
And the Big Ten. The Big Ten has been talking about, you know, doing a pod system and things like that. But the Big Ten commissioner, you know, is just like, I'm sitting back and I'm just going to let the money make the money, you know. And, hey, I just see we got a fan. I'm a pause myself. I see that we just got a fan here involved, man, for the TFE fan corner. Let's bring him in. Let's bring him in. Producer Disney, bring him in.
Let's do it. I just added him in. There we go.
Hey, there we go. There we go.
What's going on? Chuck? Shout out. What's going on, my guy?
What's going on? What you want to talk about, fam?
Man, I'm here to, man, just give my personal insight about Alabama football. I see you guys, big Hawks fans, big Ohio State fans. So today we're discussing Alabama, man. I just want to get my input on it.
All right,
let's go.
So me personally, I got a lot of questions when it comes to Alabama because, yeah, they elite every year. But can they win the Natty next year? Because we know that's the expectation. It's championship or nothing with Alabama because it's the Alabama. My biggest issue is, do they have the wide receivers to make it happen with Bryce Young next year? Do they have that?
To answer your first question, man, and I'm going to explain why, but I never go into a season, man, just we're going to win it this year. We're going to win it this year, every year, because every year we're going to get to the playoffs. That's a given. Every year we're going to be a top 5 team, but next year, bro, I'm guaranteed. Put me on record as saying we are national champions next year. SEC champions, national champions, And
Hold
go
on,
back to
get into the national championship, or you're saying that y'all winning it?
we're winning it.
Okay, Mr. Ohio State, that make you feel some type of way, huh?
Ooh, yeah,
I
I mean
mean,
it does.
it's
It does. I mean, to be honest, I do have Ohio. Whenever we preview our bracket, you all will see I do have Ohio State and Alabama in the national championship. That is
Okay.
my prediction, but I have it going the other way now. There's a difference between having to get chemistry and adding one wide receiver, which Alabama did last year with JMO, right? Now you're
right.
talking about potentially 3 other guys that you're going to have to get chemistry with. You're able to. You think that chemistry can start right away? You don't think that there's going to be some bumps and bruises along the way?
Oh, no doubt it can get going. Man, we got NFL offensive coordinator. We got the best quarterback in the nation. You know what I'm saying? I mean, okay, we got a transfer in Jermaine Burton. He put up about what 400-500 yards down there in Georgia, but we're expecting him to add another 200 yards, 300 yards, 4 or 5 touchdowns. We're not expecting, Jermaine Burton to come in and do JMO numbers. Like, just because Jermaine don't have that skill set, you know what I'm saying? Jermaine more of a leadership guy, possession wide receiver. Now, these younger guys we got, I mean, he's been getting that chemistry with those guys, you know what I'm saying? Guys that people don't even hear of, like Ja'Cory Brooks, JoJo Earl, you got guys like Dow Jones Bell, Trayshawn Holden. It's a lot of guys there that are hungry, but we got another transfer in from Louisville, Tyler Harrell. He's another burner like JMO. And these guys, man, it's all football with them. Just like you just heard about Bryce Young working with Jordan Addison. I'm sure he's working with other wide receivers as well. You know what I'm saying? That hail from Alabama. So we're going to have that chemistry going dating all the way back from spring ball going up until the fall. You know what I'm saying? We're going to have individual workouts, 7-on-7, them guys working on their own. So I don't feel no kind of pressure or continuity issues with us getting new receivers in, but that's what comes with it. Every year you're going to be working with a different batch of guys in the backfield, guys in the offensive line. Like, you're not going to be with the same guys for 4 years. You know what I'm saying? You're going to
Yeah.
have a different batch of receivers. That's what separates the good quarterbacks from the bad quarterbacks, because, I mean, we got the best quarterback in the nation. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying it's going to be an easy adjustment, but wide receiver probably is like our top 2 weakness. Our offensive line is our number 1 weakness. You know what I'm saying? That's the only thing I'm worried about with this team, our offensive line.
Is it the starting offensive line, or is it the depth?
It's the starting offensive line, because the depth is there. We just don't know who's going to step up, you know what I'm saying, and actually lock down that left tackle spot, lock down that right tackle spot. But we got guys there because just last recruiting cycle, we recruited the best offensive line. We had the best recruiting class for offensive linemen ever.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Led by J.C. Latham, Tommy Brockermeyer. We got guys there, but they're still young. They're freshmen, sophomore guys, and we just got to get them guys in there and just get their feet wet, because losing Evan Neal, man, that's a big hunk of what just made the stuff just go, man. It really hurt us, but at the same time, man, we got guys there. We just got to get them in there and get them to gelling.
Got you.
I apologize for the malfunction, people. The game is going on. It's a lot of cheering inside my house, so I had to come outside. But so is he telling me that Alabama is winning a title next year? Is Alabama winning this upcoming title?
Guaranteed.
What's Alabama's record? Regular season, I would say.
I mean, it's gonna be a regular season, because only 3 matchups that really just can go either way, or just got me worried, or we might beat them, but I would say at Texas, Texas A&M, and of course, it was one more team I had up there, but maybe Georgia if we see them in the SEC title game, but Georgia not what they were last year, but especially Texas A&M and Texas, going to Texas because they're gonna have a great offense. They got a lot of our transfers that came from our school, and they're just on the cusp of doing something good. They got a good coaching staff down there. So other than that, man, our schedule is pretty much the normal schedule every year. We still get Auburn. We're gonna see LSU. Those guys are having some down years, but you never know with LSU. You still never know with LSU. But other than that, man, I can see us going, especially we're going to the playoffs for sure. Like, we haven't missed the playoffs in a while, but as far as those other top 4 teams, you can have Ohio State up there, Clemson,
Hold on.
You think Clemson a
You
contender?
think Clemson is a contender?
Okay. All right.
I mean, why are people still just thinking that's who Clemson is? I mean, Clemson been here for a while. Like, they've been right there with Alabama year in, year out. So I'm still going to
only since maybe 2020. I mean, Clemson came into the fold, I'd say, in like what, 2012?
Well, yeah, when Deshaun Watson started popping off.
So I mean, the one thing that Clemson was able to do was contain and keep their coaching staff. They just lost basically their entire defensive staff. You lost your defensive coordinator, which I feel like he has now gotten exposed. And I think that we'll see what he does at Oklahoma. But I mean, then you have one of the top recruits, DJ Ungale, dad is coming out talking about he's pissed off with the development of his son. And you're talking about guys like Trent Dilfer saying that his footwork regressed at Clemson. Not just his footwork, but also Trevor Lawrence's footwork regressed at Clemson. Talking about where it was top notch. I'm sitting here being 1,000% honest. Go back and look at this. These is what Trent Dilfer and guys who have coached Trevor Lawrence said when he was in high school. His footwork was top notch, and his footwork started to regress under Clemson. They're saying now the same thing about DJ Uiagalelei.
I will say this about Trevor Lawrence. I don't think his footwork regressed. I just feel like the offense didn't allow him to be as mobile as he could be. I don't think he displayed it. I don't think it regressed. He came to the combine. What was his 40 time when he came to the combine?
I'm not talking about mobility footwork. I'm talking about the footwork of a quarterback in the pocket, his footwork throwing the ball.
Exactly. I feel like his footwork is there. Like, I feel like Trevor Lawrence he's everything you want. He's on a tough team right now. I feel like he has the footwork. I don't know. Sometimes the analysts, they go a little far with their, with their thought process and how things work. But that quarterback Clemson have now, I don't even know how to pronounce his name. He hasn't showed me a lot. He's running a lot. He's getting down, but he hasn't showed me that he's a quarterback that could win a natty, that could win 10 games, honestly.
Look at what he did on the road at Notre Dame.
Yeah, but he also lost to an NC State team that was, I mean, they're up and coming, but
that was their offense, bro.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think Clemson's going to be there. Honestly, I think Miami might have a say, and but I don't think. I think the ACC is not going to be in the playoffs this year, personally.
Yeah, I can say that. I'm just saying, like, Clemson they're still a top 10 team in my opinion, just based off the recruiting. You know what I'm saying? They can still do, and being in a weak ACC conference still, Clemson's still the bread and butter of that conference. They done held it down for years, so we just can't just put Clemson in the backyard just because after one or two failed seasons. But yes, they did lose their coaching staff, but Alabama do that every year. That's the difference.
That's Alabama, though. But that's Alabama.
We lose coaches. We lose everybody every year.
Coaches
that's Nick Saban. That's what makes Nick Saban the GOAT. I'm gonna tell you this. Think about Ohio State last year. They had the number 1 offense in the nation. Mm-hmm. But guess what? They had terrible what's been holding Ohio State back. Even when they lost to Alabama in the national championship, we ran a 4-4 defense against Alabama. A 4-4 defense, 4 linebackers. Out there with Devon. Did you not see the slow white boy running behind Devontae Smith? That's a linebacker. Why was he covering him?
You can't do that against Bama, man. That speed they had at wide receiver for these passes.
Man, Ohio State can't even cover them boys with cornerback.
I'm not even going to talk about Ohio State postseason.
Our defense was terrible. We cleaned house.
I mean, being honest with you, man, on Ohio State, man, I can only name like 3-4 players, man. The quarterback, the receiver. Y'all got a couple offensive linemen, Petit Priel, however you say his name, but on the defensive side, man, I done lost track. I don't know what y'all got out there, bro.
We got JT Tuimalau, who is the number 1 defensive end, Jack Sawyer.
What has he done? What have they done?
I think you should go watch the highlight tape.
Go
watch the highlight tape.
You talking about from high school or college?
I'm talking about college. Go watch the highlight tape. Like what I'm telling you is if you actually paid attention, a lot of people can sit here and they'll say, "Oh, I didn't see this, I didn't see that," but did you watch the film? That's the thing. And that's the thing. A lot of people don't watch Big Ten games. A lot of people don't watch Big Ten film, but they have a lot to say, about it. And
what I love?
And a lot of people didn't even realize that Ohio State had the number 1 offense. They just thought Ohio State sucked. They didn't realize that we had one of the worst defenses. If you go back and look at the defensive scheme, it was terrible. That's all they were talking about. The person who entered the season as our defensive coordinator did not finish the season as our defensive coordinator.
Of course, Ohio State defense sucked. You guys have to score 45 points to win the game. Like that's
we had to. Yeah. You're right. Our defense sucked.
Right. But my thing, what I love about y'all two right now is this is 2 of the best powerhouses in college football, and y'all could talk about y'all differences because my school isn't on that level, and I don't like it. But I can't talk shit to Ohio State fans and Alabama fans ever. Like, so I want you to go ahead.
I want to go back to Ohio State. I want to go back to Ohio. He said JT Tuimalau, Jack Sawyer, all those guys, but this the thing, man. Them boys still got milk on their tongue, man.
Okay.
Those some little boys, man.
Okay.
Don't get Mike started. Mike gets in his feelings.
Hey,
listen.
I'm gonna be looking for him when the film come out.
This the difference. This is different between Alabama and everybody else this year. When you line up in between them trenches, we got them grown men out there, them 4- and 5-year boys out there on their defense. So when you lock them gates, bro, we ain't no. This ain't no little boy. This ain't no little boy game. You 5-star from high school, whatever. It's gonna be a boy down there from Mississippi.
85 yards down the heart of the South. 85 yards down the heart of the South.
And moving everybody. So
do you remember how the CFP even started?
When we had these big boys out there, these 4, 5-year niggas. I mean, I don't know, excuse my language, but we can't be beat. These boys can't be in the NFL.
Time out. Are you saying that Ohio State doesn't have the talent? You're saying that
y'all definitely have the talent, but I'm saying y'all don't have the grown men.
Come on,
man.
Bama. Come on, man. Come on, man. Like, bro, I give y'all what y'all had was the last matchup of Ohio State and Alabama. Y'all had the athletes. Y'all had the talent. We didn't have a defense at all.
We had the men.
Huh?
We had the men. The man.
Whatever. But in 2014, what was the excuse then? Y'all didn't have the men because y'all had a whole talented team that rivaled, that actually was one of the top drafted classes.
Mm-hmm.
You had the men.
Hey, look, I will say this from the outside looking in. Alabama is strategic in how they recruit. They get the most physical guy at those positions. It started with running back a long time ago. They will always have that one guy that's just a freak of nature that everyone is like getting out of the way of. They have the most physical guys at every position. Although talent can beat that now. Talent can beat those guys now.
Mm-hmm.
Like I say, I see. Honestly, this is why I loved, like, why I wanted to create the Fans Edge. And Mario, I appreciate you for coming on, because a lot of people will sit back and, you know, they'll tweet something or they'll say something, but a lot of people won't go on record. And I'm just glad that we got you on record.
Y'all think these
Yes,
grown
sir.
men not talented and technically sound?
I'm not
They
saying
grown
that
men
they're
first.
not. I'm not saying that they're not.
When a nigga
That's
get you
definitely
hemmed up,
not something I'm
a
saying.
nigga hem you up like that with one hand and take you where he wants you to go. There's nothing you can do.
But my thing is, you're saying that Ohio State doesn't have them type of caliber of players. Is just that to me is just beyond me.
They do, but they ain't down there in the South like Alabama, bro.
Okay.
Them country boys
I
down there
just
in
want y'all
Alabama
to
and
know
Mississippi.
where's the Football
and
Hall of
Florida.
Fame at? Where's the Football Hall of Fame at?
Where's the what?
Where's the Football Hall of Fame at?
I don't give a shit.
Where's the College Football Hall of Fame?
No.
Where's the college?
No, where's the College Football Hall of Fame?
Where's the Hall of Fame at?
The
football state is Ohio, baby.
College football, though.
I've never heard of that.
Football is what we talking about. He talking about right now. What he talking about is football. He talking about bread and butter, football.
I don't know if
Ohio.
Football in Ohio would ever be.
I don't know if Ohio is the football state. I don't know about that.
It is. If you actually go and look, it is.
You're tripping now.
I'm telling you, I'm gonna tell you the one thing that Ohio doesn't have is we don't have spring football like everybody else does. So those camps that are in the South, like right now, we don't have that. You're able to go and see Florida players playing. You're able to go see Texas players playing in the spring. In Ohio, they don't do that.
Yeah,
but
so
what
you just explained it right there. Why y'all
what you
just
will
not
see, and I'm gonna explain this as well, is if you go back and look when Ohio had the factories, or basically up north, before all the factories up north and everything shut down, go back and look at those championships when Notre Dame was on top. Ohio State, you had Michigan. When those factories and stuff started closing down and people started migrating to the South, think about that. Because when you start looking, where did Nick Saban get his roots from?
West Virginia.
Think about bruh.
He from West Virginia.
Came through the Big Ten, where he couldn't win that. He couldn't win that.
You a historian, ain't you? You a historian, ain't you?
All right, bro. I love it. I love it. I bring it all. I bring up all the facts.
No one in America thinks football Ohio. Like no one in America. Like
Mike is biased.
Like to disagree.
Mike is from Ohio.
He being biased now. He being a real fan's edger.
You know, when I met Mike back in 2010, we called him Mike from Ohio because it was all Ohio stuff. All Ohio
everything,
stuff.
Man.
I'm not tripping with that.
Hey, but I could ball though. I could ball.
Yeah, you my guy, bro. For sure.
Real talk. Man, what else we got for Bama, man? What y'all? Because this Ohio State guy, man, I'm trying to let them know right now, man.
So I got a question for you, Tuck. So who on your schedule next year? Who on Alabama's schedule next year? Are you kind of worried about, or like, you know, that'll give y'all a hard time? Let me know who you feel.
Like I said, man, just Texas A&M, and possibly in the SEC championship, Florida or Georgia.
Y'all play Texas week 1, right?
Week 2. We played it. We're going to
your quarterback, Mike.
We're going down there.
That's why I'm not worried about it, man. I mean, this is a quarterback who has never thrown a college pass. You know what I'm saying?
So, how do you think he'll compete against Bama, though, Mike? That's your guy. You know him better than we do.
I mean, I'm anxious to see. You know, I mean, you know, they say, you know, this is generational talent. All of the comments, everything was all based off of high school tape. You know, like I said, the only thing that he's done in college was hand the ball off, you know, to a running back. He has not thrown a college pass in a college game yet. Also, you got to think about it. He has not been rushed in college. You know, he's gonna be seeing, you know, guys like Will Anderson and stuff coming off that edge. Like, yeah, I mean, the good thing is he's gonna have one game before he plays Bama. The bad thing is he has that one game before he plays Bama where Bama's watching.
Right.
So,
right.
I mean, that's the thing. And I mean, you got, I mean, what wide receivers do they have? And I mean, I just think with Bama's defensive backs, I want to say y'all were pretty young in the secondary last year.
No, we weren't young, man. We were actually old in the secondary, you know what I'm saying? We just had injuries.
I think your y'all had 2 young cornerbacks. Then one of them is definitely young.
Just because of injuries, man. Josh Jobe and Jalen Armar Davis were the starters. Those guys are seniors and juniors. But after they got hurt, Kool-Aid stepped up, and our junior college guy stepped up. See, I don't even want to get into the reason why we lost to Georgia, but and no excuses this way. But
the only reason y'all lost to Georgia is because J-Mo got hurt.
J-Mo got hurt. John Messi
That's the only reason to me. That's the only reason.
Got hurt.
Guys,
cornerbacks got hurt.
Can I keep it real,
everybody
man?
got hurt, bro. Everybody got hurt. So, but
can I keep it real? The first time Alabama beat Georgia last year, dude, something was going on with Georgia. That game looked kind of, I don't know, like those guys might have kind of
J-Mo.
They kind of let Georgia. They kind of let them guys. You know, I won't say it. I won't say it. I don't want to be biased. It's like they let Bama in there. They let Bama in the college football playoffs. It's like the team was laying down. It was a team I had never seen in the SEC championship. Like, that was a totally different Georgia team. And I watched every game from Georgia last year. That was one of the best defenses I've seen in over 10 years in college football.
But you remember all last year. You remember all last year. Y'all was going crazy over their defense, and I told y'all when they play Alabama, we gonna score 40 on them. I told y'all that all year.
But what happened in the championship? That defense, the defense that I watched all year, came back
right when J-Mo started warming up, bro.
I hate that for J-Mo. I wanted to see him
bro.
Get
our
active.
Top 2 receivers are gone, bro. ACL injuries. Our defensive backs are gone. Our backup running backs are gone.
On a team that locks and load every year, you mean to tell me you ain't got another guy that can step up?
Well, Nick Saban called him out. Nick Saban called him out. He said his words were. Nick Saban said you weren't starting. You didn't want to develop. You thought that you was hot-ish or whatever. And then when it came for your time, you dropping passes in the national championship game.
I ain't even gonna name drop him either. I don't want to give him no clout or no fame.
So what he did was he replaced him. He replaced them.
Both of them went to Texas,
Alabama after that.
Both of them went to Texas. They couldn't handle it.
They want to work. So that's what I'm saying.
When you at practice, bro, you going up against another 4-5 star that's gonna be in the league. So if you can't be second and third string in practice, bro, how you think you're gonna be first string in the game?
So think about how that game gonna be. Quinn Ewers ain't got nobody to throw to.
You can either be a legend or you can be a wimp. And them boys chose to be wimps when they
What's the point spread? I gotta look
them
up
boys'
the
numbers was called, bro, in the championship. All the lights on.
Yes, sir.
All the lights on, bro. They call your number. Hey, you can get drafted off one game.
I'm about to hold on, man. I'm about to
sure right about that?
One game. That was your one game, bro.
Look these numbers up, bro.
That was your one game, and y'all boys nutted up, man. Get out of here, bro. We like competitors, bro. We don't care if you're a 2 or 3 star, bro. Just get in there and compete.
Week 2.
You making everybody else better. But Texas, man, they got Xavier Worthy out there receiving, man. I like that boy.
Oh yeah, they got Vegas already know. The Bama's at a 14.5 favorite. So I would just go money line. The over and under is set at 56.5. I know Bama gonna at least put up 42.
At least.
At least.
With the new
At least.
receivers?
Bro, if like he said, if the receivers went to Texas, right, and that's who Quinn Ewers has as his wide receivers, and the DBs in practice is locking them up, what you think they're gonna do to them in the game? He ain't got nobody to throw to. It's gonna be literally literally, it's gonna be coverage sacks. It's gonna be Will Anderson and coverage sacks. Come on, bro.
Real time, bro. They're gonna be on their ass 10 times more, bro. Bro, okay, put it like this, bro. We got Eli Ricks. Don't nobody like to talk about Eli Ricks. He's flying under the radar, bro. Y'all remember that boy at LSU? So you take his techniques that he done learned at LSU, and you know what I'm saying? Alabama, we got a whole new technique. We got a whole new technique we do. You know what I'm saying? We got a whole different technique we do at Alabama. We mixed it and put that boy on the field. This nigga finna be going crazy out there. Eli Ricks was already stamped at LSU, IMG Academy, modern day. Then you mix that in with Kool-Aid, Kyrie Jackson. You know what I'm saying? We got some.
Hey, that Kool-Aid guy. That Kool-Aid guy. I hear his name. I hear the Kool-Aid guy name a lot. I like the guy. Tell me something about him, man. What's unique about him at DB?
I'm gonna keep it. You know me. I'm gonna keep it a band with you. He was a 5-star coming out. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he earned that right, but it's like he gonna have to earn that right on the field too. Like, you know how them boys be feeling themselves. You know what I'm saying? Which is cool at cornerback. You supposed to feel yourself. You know what I'm saying? He got a name, but I think next year he gonna take a major leap. You know what I'm saying? Into being Kool-Aid. You know what I'm saying?
Kool-Aid.
You know,
he got flavor, baby.
You know what I'm saying? Like he didn't play bad. He didn't play bad at all last year. You know what I'm saying? It's just I'm one of them old school guys. You know what I'm saying? I don't like to give a guy too much fame too early. But
all right,
Kool-Aid, real solid, bro. Like he got some moxie to him. He really got that swagger. And once he get his feet up under him, bro, he gonna get out there and start making some plays, man. Cause that boy, he want that ball. He want to take it to the crib. He don't just want to pass breakup. He want the ball. He want to make something happen. So
okay,
Kool-Aid,
I
man.
will say this. I really appreciate you coming through the show, Mario. You know what I'm saying? The Fans Edge got to wrap it up.
I like this.
It was a real good show, man. This is great content for us. We really appreciate it.
We can go all day, man. We can go all day.
Hey, we're gonna have to get a spaces going during the week.
We got to get on the space sometimes and elaborate more on the things we're talking about. We can definitely do that.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure, man. I'm here, bro. Anything
all right,
sports related, man.
I appreciate you coming through, man. I really appreciate it.
All right. So thank you for listening to the Fans Edge. Please make sure you like the video and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Also, make sure you're following us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok.
Hit that follow.
Yes. Make sure you reshare, retweet, all of that. Comment.
Let's go.
Hey, and then we'll see you all same time next week.
Hey, shout out Mike. Shout out to the super producer Disney. You guys are doing y'all thing. Thank y'all for holding it down. Even though I had a rough day on the cast, it's been fun, my guys.
As always, man. Always, man. It's always fun. Great content.
Yes, sir.
All righty.